Hello everyone. Hope you are happy and healthy. In our previous session, we learned about the 5 R's to save the environment. Now, let us learn why do we need to manage our resources? So let us find reasons. Students, not just roads and buildings, but all the things we use or consume. For example, the food which we eat, the clothes which we wear, books, toys, furniture, tools, and vehicles. These all are obtained from the resources on this earth. There is only one thing we get from outside, and that is the energy which we receive from the sun. And we all know that even this energy is also processed by the organisms and various physical and chemical processes on the earth before we make use of it. And why do we need to use our resources carefully? What is the reason behind it? The reason is because these are not unlimited, and with the human population increasing at the tremendous rate due to the improvement in healthcare, the demand for all resources is increasing at an exponential rate. We all know because of the increase in human population, the demand for different energy resources also increases. And that is why we need to have the management of all natural resources. And this management requires long term goals. Not It should not be done for short term goals. Okay, it should be for future generation. So, the management of natural resources, that should be done in such a way that it lasts for the generations to come and will not be done just for short term goals and gains. In a simple way, we should not think for only ourselves, that for our benefits we make use of all the natural resources, and there will be the time that there will not be any resources which will helpful to the generations to come. So that depends on us, how do we make use of the natural resources. And when we look for the management to save the natural resources, there are a few points need to be kept in mind, in which we have first point, like the management should also ensure equitable distribution of resources. That means the natural resources should be given to all the people equally for using it. It is not just like that the resources can be used by a handful of rich and powerful people, and they can get benefit from the development of these resources. Okay, many times it happens that only a few people get benefits from using these resources, so it should not happen. So we should have the management in such a way that all people should get to use these natural resources equally. So, the management should ensure equitable distribution of resources. Another factor we need to consider when we exploit these natural resources is the damage we cause to the environment while these resources are either extracted or used. So, here we are talking about extraction of metals from its ore. We all have studied the extraction of metals from its ore in chapter number 3, right? So we can take example of it that mining causes pollution because of the large amount of slag. What is slag? Slag is the stony waste materials. Like stone, it is the waste material which we get while extracting metals from its ore. So mining causes pollution because of the large amount of slag that is discarded for every ton of metal extracted, which means when there is 1 ton metal is extracted, large amount of slag is also discarded, and this large amount of slag that causes pollution and it is harmful for the environment. So while extracting metals, this damage also should be kept in mind, and that is why sustainable natural resource management demands that we plan for the safe disposal of these waste, which means whenever we make use of natural resources, at the same time we need to plan that while extracting metals or while using any other natural resource, there will be waste. So we must plan the safe disposal of the waste also. Nowadays, global concerns for sustainable development and conservation of natural resources are of recent origin as compared to the long tradition and culture of nature conservation in our country. The principles of conservation and sustainable management were well established in the prehistoric India. It is quite known that our ancient literature is full of such examples where values and sensitivity of humans towards nature was glorified and the principle of sustainability was established at its best. This means since ancient time this management of our natural resources and the principles of sustainability was established very well. So, students, this is all about why do we need to manage our resources.